So let's say you took a break from Clash of Clans. In this video, I'm going to cover a bulk of the changes to the game in the last 2 years to help get you caught up. First, upon login, you will be stopped by the villager who forces you to complete an attack on your own village. You can't mess this up. Once 3-starred, the villager will realize that you have returned, followed by rewarding you with a daily login prize, special challenges, and you might even discover that some building and troops have been upgraded in your absence. But that addition barely scratches the surface, so let's navigate through some of the major additions and removed features. Starting with the June 2022 update, Clash of Clans removes the national flag obstacles from the game. This was done because the game developer wanted to keep the Clash universe separate from real-life influences or political affiliations. This game update also removed gold, elixir, and dark elixir training costs for troops, spells, and siege machines. In theory, this was intended to encourage players to try new strategies and tactics without spending resources. In October of 2022, Clash of Clans started to clear buildings for the future by merging 3 barracks and 1 dark barracks into one of each building. Little did we know at the time that this was only the beginning of building reductions to maintain the 100 building limit on a village. Basically, the game developer does not want this square to get any bigger. October of 2022 is when the magical theme Town Hall 15 was released, introducing a 3rd free scenery, 2 unique defenses in the spell towers, and Monolith, which is the only defense upgradable by use of Dark Elixir, the Electro Titan that came with a new Electro Aura feature, a 7th siege machine called the Battle Drill, the 8th elixir-based spell called Recall, and 4 hero pets called Frosty, Diggy, Poison Lizard, and Phoenix, most of which are still very useful today. But 2023 was one of the biggest years for Clash of Clans because they targeted multiple sections of the game each quarter. Starting in May when they released a complete overhaul of the builder base village. The player versus player game mode was removed and replaced with multi-stage attacks. Simply put, you attack a smaller version of the builder base and then move on to the next stage once you 3-star. But unfortunately, we haven't seen a new stage in over 2 years. Builder Hall Level 10 was introduced, as well as the Expo, new Electro Fire Wizard Troop, and 2nd mechanical hero called the Battle Copter. Also, since there was a new 2nd stage of Builder Base, Otto was reworked to serve as a 2nd permanent builder at Builder Hall 6, and the new Home Village 6 builder called Bob took his place at Builder Hall 9. The tasks to unlock him were slightly adjusted, but similar to what you might remember. The troop mechanics were also changed in what's considered the Builder Base 2.0 update, by each of them receiving special abilities, some of which can be either activated or switched by clicking them on the deployment bar. The June 2023 update shifted its attention back to the home village with the release of another Dark Elixir-based troop called the Apprentice Warden, who provides troops around him with a magical life ore to buff hit points, and the addition of the Super Hog Rider troop, which became a fan favorite due to his unique audio effects and ability to separate from his hog counterpart to become 2 attacking units. Also in this update was the release of 4 new hero skins only obtainable by use of League medals in the League shop, a cancel button added to the sauna so you could deactivate boosted super troops, and the pet potion so you could speed up pet upgrades like upgrades in the laboratory. The October of 2023 update is currently known as the last official update of the clan capital. In this update, Clash released the Goblin Mines District, the Super Miner and Mega Sparky troop, as well as the Endless Haste spell, which is very useful when combined with the Mountain Golem. Essentially, the clan capital shifted into a mass Super Miner spam fest. For most general players, it's just easier to spam the Super Miners to get the 3-stars, but don't let that deter you because it's very important to complete the raid weekend each week if you're serious about Clash of Clans, because those raid medals can be transferred into a lot of great magic items and resources. Also in this update, we saw the release of the Goblin Builder. This new character serves as both a 7th builder and a 2nd laboratory researcher at the cost of gems, and he probably provides some of the best gem return for use. Also in October of 2023 is when we got to experience the very first medal event in Clash of Clans called Mashup Madness, and little did we know that this was Clash of Clans laying the framework for how they were going to introduce new epic specific hero abilities moving forward. The December 2023 update was listed as the biggest update for 2023, but in my opinion, it was the biggest update in the last 10 years of Clash of Clans, and here's the reason why. In this update, we gained the nature-themed Town Hall 16, which came with the Merged Defenses feature. Remember how the barracks were removed back in 2022? This time, the archer towers and cannons were on the developer's list of building reductions. Basically, 2 normal max level archer towers needed to be merged to create the new multi-archer tower. The same was done with the cannons merging into the ricochet cannon. They also released another troop called the Root Rider, which swiftly took over the game because walls couldn't stop them. I mean, honestly, people stopped upgrading walls because of that troop. The final impactful change for this update was the introduction of hero equipment. If you remember, back in the day, each hero, the Barbarian King, Archer Queen, Grand Warden, and Royal Champion had combined base abilities. Those abilities would increase in level as the hero was upgraded every 5 levels. All of that changed with the release of a new building called the Blacksmith, which is where hero abilities are stored and upgraded with 3 new resources called ore. So to simplify how this works, the heroes are still upgradable with Dark Elixir or Elixir depending on which hero you're upgrading. Now, they do have individual base stats, but the stats themselves are not as high as they once were when they had the abilities already on them. Now it's based on upgrading the hero abilities to get the boosted effects from those. To collect ore, you must attack to complete the daily star bonus, participate in clan war, and there are options for purchase by spending gems or raid medals. So in reality, Clash of Clans created another bottleneck with the hero abilities. In order to upgrade those fast, you got to attack every single day to make sure that you claim the prizes and resources to upgrade that stuff. In the Blacksmith, you will start with the base abilities assigned. The ones that you saw back in the day, they're just renamed. Like Iron Fist is now Barbarian Puppet and Rage Vial. Each ability has a different feature, use, and is categorized as either active, which means that you have to select them on the deployment bar to activate the ability, or passive, meaning they are always active when the hero is in action. You will need to upgrade the Blacksmith building to unlock common abilities. Common meaning that they max out at level 18 and they only require 2 of the 3 ore resources to upgrade. And then there are the epic hero abilities, which are seen as being stronger, but also require all 3 ores to upgrade to a maximum level of 27. And these can be obtained by completing special events, which I'll explain later, or you can purchase them with gems and Clan War League medals. Clash of Clans kicked off 2024 with the release of its 6th Dark Elixir based spell called the Overgrowth, and by April, the 10th hero pet called Angry Jelly was released, which causes any hero to become a defensive targeting unit for a select duration, and they made some changes to the game chat by adding clan chat tagging. Fast forward through a special collaboration with the popular football star Erling Haaland and the release of the Spiky Ball epic ability, and we land in June of 2024 for the release of another Dark Elixir based troop called the Druid, who starts off as a ground healer but will shapeshift into a tanky bear after a few seconds. There were also some changes to how you scout a base. You want to attack by clicking buildings to reveal all similar building locations and resources available. This update also included the release of the Builder's Apprentice, who is able to join an active builder to speed up the upgrade's progress, and we'll come back to that character here in a few moments. And lastly, Clash of Clans decided to release a new feature called Hard Mode. Now, honestly, from my standpoint, I'm just a normal player. I don't really care to play at the highest, competitive level, but they added this feature because after a series of nerfs at Town Hall 15, the super hardcore players found Town Hall 16 and the higher levels of the game very, very easy. So the response from Clash of Clans was, here's a button, we're going to make the defenses harder by a percentage, and we're going to reduce the hero's power by a percentage and create hard mode for friendly challenges and friendly war. The normal version of the game did not change, and that's basically hard mode in a nutshell. Jumping ahead to the September update, we got some changes to clan recruiting with clan notice boards and the release of the treasure hunt event and magical snacks. Okay, so the treasure hunt event is where a treasure chest will be hidden within an opponent's opponent's base in multiplayer battles. 3 random buildings will be marked as potential locations for the chest to be hidden. Destroy the correct building and you get to open a chest after the match. In the chest opening sequence, you will get the chance of opening one of 4 different chest rarity options. The common chest will award magic snacks or resources. Rare chests can award resources, magic items, or ores. Epics can provide magic items or decorations or clan house parts for clan capital, which I always tend to pull clan house parts and it's super annoying. And legendary chests will give you magic items, hero skins, or hero equipment. Magic snacks, on the other hand, can be compared to magic items, but they cannot be sold for gems and they have to be used within 24 hours. Each magic snack has a different quality and use to assist with mostly offensive capabilities or upgrade boosts. And the last addition for this update was the release of the Supercharged feature for the highest level players in the game. To simply explain how this works, Clash of Clans realized that a lot of players were maxing out their villages very fast after an update, especially if you spend a little bit of change. However, they had nothing to spend their resources on, so Clash decided to, I think what it is they're trying to test like future levels to see if the stats will align with what they plan to release, because now you upgrade a building to its max and then there are a couple of boost levels so you can spend off some resources and then it's basically maxed until the building gets a new level. So that's what the electrical visual effect is on buildings when you scroll through the leaderboard villages. In November of 2024, Clash of Clans released its 17th level by merging the Eagle Artillery defense into the Town Hall to create a new Town Hall weapon called the Inferno Artillery. And this upset a lot of longtime players because the iconic Eagle Artillery was basically removed from the base. The Giga Bomb was removed from the Town Hall and turned into a standalone trap, and then there were some new additions like the Fire Spitter defense, Thrower Troop, the Hero Revive spell, and the 5th hero addition called the Minion Prince, who is an aerial unit that pairs nicely with dragon armies. But the biggest changes in this update were not focused on the Town Hall. No, the Clash developers circled back around to targeting heroes. In this update, the old hero altars were removed from the game, which removed 4 more buildings from the village map. In their place was the addition of a new building called the Hero Hall and Hero Banners. The Hero Hall is a one-stop shop for everything that involves the heroes, to include upgrading, changing their appearances, or accessing the blacksmith and pet house buildings. And the banners serve as defensive hero placements on your village, but they do not count as a standalone building, meaning that you do not need to destroy banners in order to get the 3-star. Now, the part that's overlooked here is that heroes are no longer unlocked by purchasing them from the shop. To unlock a hero now, you have to upgrade the Hero Hall. Also, with the addition of the Minion Prince in the Hero Hall, the Archer Queen was moved from Town Hall 9 unlock down to Town Hall 8, and the Minion Prince took her place. Also in this update, we saw the addition of another building called the Helper Hut, which came with another character called the Lab Assistant to join the already released Builder's Apprentice. The Lab Assistant level 1 is given to everyone for free, while the Builder's Apprentice is unlocked via gems. Although they cost gems, which can be deterring for a lot of free players out there, you have to think of these characters as more long-term investments if you plan to play for a long period of time. I attempt to explain all of this in my best uses for Clan War League medals, raid medals, and gems guide, which is linked down in the description below if you need more information on the assistants. The Alchemist was added to the Helper Hut in the February 2025 update, but honestly, I don't feel like that character is worth investing in because all it does is convert one resource to another, and gems are kind of hard to come by. But that's just me. So far in 2025, there have been a few additions like the merging of the geared up Archer Tower and Cannon to create the multi-gear tower, the newest pet called Sneezy, and some more hero abilities. But the biggest change this year was the removal of training time in Clash of Clans and a complete overhaul of the Army Training Tab system in the March 2025 update. And of course, with this change was the removal of the training potion and training snack. And although a lot of longtime players like myself was very sad to see the old training interface retired, the new training system has proved to be quite useful. Other notable changes this year was the recent addition of the crafted defense for top level players and the ice block spell, with major changes to the home village trophy system on the horizon. The only major addition that I believe I have not mentioned in this video in depth would be what has become a monthly occurrence of either a medal event or a mini spotlight event. And to summarize, the medal events introduced two temporary resources, a collectible one which is earned in multiplayer battles to contribute to a rewards track, and a medal resource that can be earned from said rewards track to trade for various items. In my opinion, the medal events are the most important events of their kind because to date, a new epic hero ability was released in each of the medal events. And in 2025, Clash of Clans has also been adding other epic abilities that were previously released alongside of the new ones to give players options. And I totally expect that they will continue this trend moving forward, although a lot of players out there that have been playing the entire time feel like it's a little too much. A lot has changed in the last 2 years, but hopefully you are now caught up, because now it's time for me to go back and revive one of the accounts that I haven't played in 2 years to see how far behind I've fallen. But if I missed something in this video, leave it down in the comments below and let us know what it was.